Hello and welcome. My name is Tiina Kivinen. I'm very happy to have you here joining me for this gentle flow yoga experience. So I'll be guiding us through some movements, postures, stretching, strengthening, mobility, embodiment, as well as meditation and relaxation and breathing and connection with yourself. So I encourage you to listen to your own body. Know that everything is intended to be a suggestion that may help to deepen your experience and your awareness. So it's okay if you skip movements or change any movements according to what your own body needs. And I always welcome your connections as well, comments or questions on the video, or being in touch as well with anything that you need. And for the practice today, if you have a yoga mat, that's great. You may also like to have a folded blanket on hand or some kind of firm pillow. I'm going to be sitting up on a pillow, and I encourage you to have something to sit up on as well, especially if it is challenging to sit just on the floor. When we bring just a little bit of upliftment there into the pelvis by sitting on the edge of the prop, it can help feel a bit more comfortable. So reaching for any of that, making yourself comfortable to begin in a seated position. Legs can cross, but they can also extend if that works better for your body. We'll let the spine grow nice and tall, and you're welcome to close the eyes. Anytime in the practice, if you prefer the eyes open, and I've suggested eyes closed, just know that's always an option. We're always wanting to soften the eyes, whether they're open or closed, letting the eyes relax as much as we can. So as the spine grows tall, perhaps the eyes close down. We begin with centering, starting to center ourselves in the present moment. So begin to notice your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And as you're breathing in and out, notice also the feeling of the earth beneath you, the foundation of support, the contact that your body makes with the ground, and welcome a feeling of grounding. Allow the spine to be nice and tall. You may roll the shoulders up and back and down a few times, landing with the shoulders drawing back and down, a little lift around the heart, and feeling the crown of the head rising up towards the sky. And continuing to notice your breath. Perhaps noticing that the belly and the chest are expanding on the inhale. As the lungs inflate, the belly expands, the chest expands. On the exhale, a feeling of relaxation, maybe even a slight drawing of the navel back towards the end of the exhale. Inhaling to expand the belly, the middle ribs, and the upper chest. And exhaling to release all the breath, to draw the navel slightly back towards the end of the exhale. Continuing to notice your breath, which may be deepening and lengthening and slowing down as you pay attention to it. Letting your connection with the breath bring you into the moment. The practice of yoga is the practice of being present. So allow your thinking mind to relax as awareness settles down into the body. A gentle scan through the body to notice how you've landed here. Any sensations to be aware of, either physically or emotionally or energetically. Noticing your experience without any judgment, without any need to change. Noticing with compassion and curiosity. Throughout the practice, I encourage you to stay connected with your breath. To allow your thinking mind this time for relaxation and spaciousness. To practice with compassion. So let's take a few more breaths here, centering here in the present. Now, you may let the eyes flutter open. If you need to stretch the legs out and shake them out after sitting for a few minutes, feel free to do that. Maybe a little bit of rotation in your ankles. And then you can refresh your seated position. Again, if it's comfortable, crossing the legs. The spine still nice and tall. Let's find some movement in our shoulders, letting the shoulders roll forward and up and back and down and around and round. And let's roll our shoulders back and down and pause there, feeling a little lift around the heart. With your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and then up to the sky. You may even lift your gaze. With your exhale, turn the palms to face down and let the hands just drape down over the body, the full length of the exhale, perhaps bowing the chin down towards the chest. Breathing in, we'll reach our arms up. Lifting gaze, lifting heart, exhaling the hands, gliding down over the body. And continuing here with the flow of your breath. Starting to align the movement of the body with the movement of the breath. You can even explore a slight pause at the bottom of your exhale and at the top of the inhale. Beautiful. So the next time you have the arms down, let's pause there and just let the hands rest on the lap or the knees. And we'll start to move the spine. With your next inhalation, let the heart lift forward, a little drawing of the tailbone up and shoulders back. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck the chin and tailbone under, curling through the back. Inhaling, the heart lifts forward, shoulders draw back, tailbone lifts. Exhale, rounding, tucking chin and tail, flowing with your own pace of breath here. We'll start to add arms. The next time you round your spine, bring the hands together, palm to palm at the heart. And then as you inhale, let your arms expand like wings, lifting the heart and gaze. Exhaling, palms come back together, rounding your spine, hands at the heart. Inhaling, arms extend open to the sides, chest lifts, gaze lifts, following your breath. And then as your arms open to the sides, we'll pause there. Letting your hands come down just behind your hips, fingertips to the earth. We'll lean back, roll the shoulder blades together, let the heart lift. And then bringing your spine back to center. Taking your right arm beside you. Inhale, the left arm floats up and over towards the right side, pausing here in a lateral stretch, like a crescent moon shape. Over to the right side, breathing. Floating gently up and over to the other side. Left arm lowers as right arm extends high up and over. Again, finding your breath. Floating gently up and over again. Now, I invite you to move from side to side with your own pace, allowing your upper body to flow like phases of the moon, waxing and waning, exploring. Beautiful. And then we'll come through center and relax both the arms down, pausing there. From here, we'll stretch both the legs out. And then as you're ready, we'll bend just the right knee, taking hold of the right foot and the right knee with your two hands, or just however it's available to hold the leg. And you can begin here a little bit of warming of the hip by circling the leg from side to side or round and round, exploring whatever feels interesting here. And we'll pause for a few breaths and center this right leg, drawing gently in towards the chest as the spine is tall. And breathe. Good, and then we'll step the right foot over to the outside of your left leg. Continuing to sit tall as the right arm is resting at your side. Wrap your left arm around the right knee. Breathing in to lengthen and breathing out to rotate towards the right, turning from your waist up to your heart, your shoulders, and your head. And staying present with the breath here. And gently we'll soften back through center, extending this right leg out. We'll do the other side. So we start with bending the left knee and reaching for that leg just to hold in whatever way is available, and starting to circle, maybe cradling the leg, rocking the leg, warming through this left hip. To gradually pause with the leg drawing gently towards the chest as your spine lengthens. And breathe. Good, and we'll step the left foot over to the outside of the right leg, keeping the right foot flexed. Right arm wraps around left knee, left arm is at your side. As you inhale, lengthen and sit tall. As you exhale, rotate gently towards your left side, turning from your waist up to your crown. And breathe. And we'll relax back through to center. Letting this leg extend again, maybe a little shake and wiggle in the legs. Wonderful. And then we'll draw the soles of our feet together with the knees open out to the sides as we continue to sit up nice and tall. If you'd like here, a little bit of fluttering in the knees, bouncing up and down gently. And then allowing the spine to be nice and tall as the knees, hips, sitting bones all soften into gravity. Perhaps closing the eyes here and breathing. Beautiful. Let's let our knees float in together and then make a transition over onto the hands and knees. So we'll come to table position. In table, we bring the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Anytime that we're on the knees, if you need more padding, you can either use a blanket or you can even fold your own mat underneath your knees. We'll do a few rounds of the cat and dog to warm the spine, inhaling to lower the belly down, lift the heart, the tail, and the crown up. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck the chin and tailbone under. Inhale, lowering the belly, lift the heart, lift the tail. And exhale, rounding into cat, flowing with your breath. And you can stay with this movement, or you can add in a little bit of a wave. For that wave, the next time you round into cat, also draw the hips gently back towards the heels. And then with your inhale, float back to table with the belly lowering, the tailbone, the heart, and the crown lifting. Exhaling to round, tuck the chin and tail, ease the hips back towards the heels. Inhaling, letting the heart come forward like a wave of breath and energy, and then continue bringing that wave into the spine. Beautiful. And the next time the hips draw back towards the heels, we'll soften right into child's pose. In child's pose, you might like to widen the knees a bit wider than the hips. The hips can come back just as far to the heels as is comfortable. The upper body is bowing forward and down. You can even make a pillow for the head if needed. And let's rest here for a few breaths. Noticing as you inhale, the breath coming in through the back of the body. On the exhale, letting go into gravity towards Mother Earth. We'll gently rise up, coming up onto our hands and knees again. Here, bringing the knees back under the hips, spreading the fingers wide apart, curling your toes under, and we'll press up into downward facing dog. So downward dog is like an inverted V or a triangle shape. Hands are rooting into the earth. Knees can bend quite generously. The spine is long. The hips and tailbone are reaching up and back. And you can also lift and lower the heels here a little bit, side to side, waking up the backs of your legs. Maybe the hips sway. Gradually coming to pause in a stillness in down dog as we stay grounded through our hands. Feel the hips and the tailbone reaching up and back, the heart drawing towards the thighs. Knees can be bending quite a bit here. Good, and then we'll lower our knees back down to the earth, untuck the toes, and then lift your hands up off of the earth, lifting hips up over knees, shoulders over hips, a little kneeling mountain. With your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up, lift the heart to a slight back bend. With your exhale, we'll come back to table, but roll your wrists along the way, just refreshing the wrists and bringing your hands back to ground underneath your shoulders here in table pose. With your next inhalation, reach your right leg back behind you as you lift the heart forward. As you exhale, hug the right knee into your chest, rounding your spine. Inhaling, right leg extends back, heart lifts. Exhaling, right knee hugs into the chest, flowing with your breath and starting to warm the core. Good, and the next time that the right knee is hugging in, pause there and begin to open the right knee out to the side, still bent, and then circle in and open back out. So you're making a nice big circle shape over to the right side, and you can change the direction as well. Sort of like you're opening and closing the hip. And then pause with the right knee floating out to the side, bent. Some call this fire hydrant pose. So you have our right knee open to the side, glutes are strong, engage through the low belly, and breathe. Good, lowering your right knee underneath your right hip, lifting your hands up off of the earth again, kneeling mountain pose. As we inhale, sweep the arms out, lift the heart to sky. Exhale, twirling the wrists as the arms float back down. Planting the hands under the shoulders once again. Inhaling, stretching the left leg back as the heart lifts forward. Exhaling, left knee hugs into the chest. Continue to flow with your breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. And the next time this left knee hugs in, bent, open it out to the side and start to circle the left knee round and round, rotating, maybe changing the direction as well. Nice strengthening movements. We can open the knee to the side and hold there. Some call this fire hydrant. You're squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hips towards each other, breathing. Lowering the knee back down. This time a few gentle circles with the hips, the shoulders, the spine, taking a few breaths to move intuitively. You might like to roll out the wrists here or wiggle the fingers or whatever feels nourishing for you. Wonderful. And then we'll meet back in that table pose with hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Here, let your right leg stretch out to the side, foot on the earth with toes pointing forward. With your next inhale, open your right arm out to the side and up, letting the heart open towards the right. As you exhale, thread the right arm under the left. Breathing in to open the heart over to that right side. Arm lifts, exhale, threading under. Following the flow of your breath here. The next time the heart opens and the arm lifts, let's pause there. And then bring your right hand to your right hip. Use your core to help lift yourself all the way up to bring shoulders up over hips. Now this left knee on the earth, you might need to pad underneath it. So feel free to fold your mat or reach for a blanket there if you need. Right arm comes to the right leg. Inhale and sweep your left arm up and over towards the right side, finding a gentle gate pose, or called Parigrasana, a lateral stretch, finding your breath. Let's float gently up. Relax the hands back down under the shoulders. Tuck the right knee back under the right hip, and a few gentle flowing movements, maybe some circles in the hips, the spine, the shoulders, maybe the wrists want to roll out again, listening to your intuition. And then back to our neutral table. We stretch this time the left leg to the side, foot on the floor with toes pointing forward. Inhale and sweep the left arm open out to the side, let the heart lift to the left. Exhale, threading left arm under right. And then continue to flow with your breath back and forth. Letting the heart open to the side, breathing here. Taking your left hand onto your left hip, using the core to help lift yourself up. Remembering if you need to support this right knee, you can go ahead and fold your mat or reach for a blanket. Left hand on the left leg as we inhale, right arm sweeps up and over. Again, this Parigrasana or gate pose on this side. Breathe. Floating gently back up to release our hands down under the shoulders, tucking this knee underneath the hip, coming back to table. This time we'll come into downward dog again, spread the fingers wide, curl the toes under and press your hips high up into the sky. Again, this nice inverted V. So know that in down dog we don't have to have the heels touching the earth. The knees can be bent and the heart is drawing back towards the thighs. Nice firmness through the hands, grounding into the earth. Breathing. Feeling the length of your spine. We'll start to walk our hands and feet towards each other, taking as many steps as you need to transition into a forward fold. Here in our forward fold, the knees can be bending quite generously, upper body softening down towards the earth. Root down through all four corners of the feet and start to rise by rolling up the spine, or you can walk the hands up the legs as an option too. Unfurling to stand tall. a posture called mountain, where we root down through our 2 feet, stack the shoulders over hips and hips over ankles, crown of the head floating up towards the sky. Moving into a half sun salutation, breathe in and sweep the arms out and up like you're drawing the sun. Lift the heart towards the sky. Exhale, a setting sun, bows forward and down, hinging at the hips and lowering over the legs. Knees can be bending. Inhale to come just halfway up, so you're looking for an L shape. Crown of the head forward. You might bring hands to shins or thighs. Exhale and fold back down. Inhale and rise, sweep the arms out and up to the sky, lift the heart high like a rising sun, and exhale the hands back to heart center. Again, saluting the sun, we breathe in, arms reach out and up, heart lifts. Exhale, bowing forward and down, bowing to the earth. Inhaling just halfway up for a flat back and a strong core. Exhale down. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms out and up high to the sky. And exhale the hands back to heart center. Let's do one more round with a bit of variation. We'll inhale and sweep the arms out and up, lift the heart. With your exhale, bow forward and down. Inhaling to come just halfway up to a flat back. Exhale back down. Inhale, rise up, sweep the arms out and up. This time, palms face each other overhead as we bend the knees and sit down as if into an imaginary chair. So we're in chair pose. In chair pose, we want to bend the knees, lower the hips, send the shins and thighs back in space, feeling that you're equal weight through the front and backs of your feet. Feeling your breath. So this can be quite a powerful strengthening pose. If the arms are fatigued or shoulders are fatigued, arms can come forward, or they can even wrap around the chest. Feeling the strength of your thighs. You might imagine you're squeezing a pillow between the thighs. Beautiful. Let's inhale and lift our arms and float all the way up, lifting up high, and then lift your heels up off of the earth, coming to the tips of the toes. So if you have your gaze to one point ahead of you, that can often help with your balance. Strengthening our ankles, heels are lifted. Now with your next exhale, lower the heels and lower the arms. And we'll move as a meditation in motion. Inhale, let the arms float back out and up, let the heels lift as if magnetizing up to the sun. And then exhale, let the heels lower and the arms release, the full length of your exhale. A few more times with your breath. Beautiful. And the next time you're lifted in that balancing position, let's stay there. Heels are lifted, arms are lifted, and then option of a gentle side to side wave, like you're a blade of grass blowing in the breeze, but we're still up on our toes. Beautiful. From center, let's release the arms and release the heels, maybe twirl the wrists along the way. Beautiful. Let's inhale and sweep our arms out and up, this time drawing the palms together overhead, interlacing the hands, lifting just the index fingers, finding your breath here. As you inhale again, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, we'll hinge gently towards the right side like a crescent moon, pressing the hips gently over towards the left, feeling length in both sides of the body. Shoulders are soft. Breathing. Floating gently up and over to the other side, upper body hinging to the left, hips pressing gently to the right. Lots of length in both sides of the body. Floating gently up with your inhale, and exhale, a full moon sweep of the arms out to the sides and down. Letting your arms soften and closing through the eyes. Taking a few breaths here to just receive, to notice what is present internally in the body. linking the body and the mind with the breath. Good. We will come back down to the mat, but first, a gentle supported back bend. So you can bring your hands onto your lower back, either fingers down with palms to the low back or making fists if the wrists are a bit tender. We'll roll our shoulder blades together. With an inhale, lengthen the spine and draw the low belly in. With your exhale, start to lean gently into the hands and lift the heart towards the sky, doing your best not to puff the pelvis forward, but rather to keep the pelvis nice and stable and let the back bend come from the mid and upper back, from the thoracic area. Staying strong through the low belly to strengthen the low back. Shining the heart towards the sky. Breathing. Good, and then with your next inhale, gently float up. And as you rise up, we'll be softening forward and down into a forward fold. You can even let the hands drape down the backs of the legs. As you fold forward, knees can bend quite generously, and then we can dangle our arms down or reach the hands for the elbows or forearms, or you can even have the arms wrapped around the back of the calves if that feels good. We're letting the upper body gently bow down towards the legs and crown towards the earth. Breathing in and out. Now, letting the hands find the earth as we take some steps forward or back into downward facing dog, where the hips reach back up towards the sky. Shifting into plank pose, you might walk the feet back just a touch so you can align your shoulders over your wrists. Hips in line with heels and shoulders, squeezing in through the core, hugging hips towards each other. And then lowering just the knees, untucking the toes into half plank. And with control, we bow the heart down towards the earth. Grounding through the tops of the feet, squeeze the glutes. With an inhale, lift just the heart, the shoulders, and the head into baby cobra. Holding here, try lifting the hands and then stretching your arms back behind you. Now lift the legs. So we have arms, legs, chest, shoulders, and head all lifting. Breathing. Good. Let's bring our hands back under the shoulders. Press down into the earth to help lift yourself up and transition all the way back into child's pose. So here you might like to widen the knees apart again, hips coming back towards the heels and upper body bowing forward and down, maybe making a little pillow for your head out of your arms. Letting breath flow in through the back of the body and out through the front. Allowing the mind to relax, the body relaxing into gravity. Gently we'll lift up from child's pose and we'll make our way to a seated position. So feel free to reach for any props that might help you to be comfortable sitting, whether a folded blanket or a pillow. And from there, let's draw the soles of the feet together, letting the knees open out to the sides and growing nice and tall in the spine. Landing here and reconnecting with your breath. Now letting your right ear soften down towards your right shoulder. Breath moving into the left side of the neck. Letting the head float up. And then over to the other side, the left ear towards the left shoulder. And breathe. Floating the head gently up through center. Let's inhale and lengthen the spine just a little taller. As you exhale, start to gently ease forward into a forward fold, coming just as far as feels nourishing in your own body. No need to push or strain. Letting the mind relax into the breath and letting the breath expand through sensation. And gently floating back up to a tall spine, and landing upright to pause and receive. Witnessing and welcoming what's here with compassion. Letting the knees float in. Maybe you'd like to stretch the legs out, give them a little shake. And we will meet down on our backs now. So you can go ahead and transition onto your back. And once you're down on the back, we'll prepare for a posture called bridge. You want to make sure in bridge that your head is right on the mat or the floor, so you're not on a pillow. You want the neck to stay neutral. The knees are bent with the feet on the floor and the arms are at our sides. We press down through the feet, actively engaging the glutes as you inhale. Lift your hips and belly up towards the sky. Here, you can do a little wiggle of your shoulder blades towards each other, staying open across the heart. Hips and belly are lifting, feeling the nice stretch through the front hip flexors. Such a nourishing posture for us, as it's sort of a nice balance to sitting, and we often spend a lot of time sitting. So here we're doing the opposite position to sitting, letting the hip flexors stretch and open through the front. And you want to stay strong in the glutes so muscles of your buns are engaged. And breathe. You're welcome to hold for a few more breaths. If you're ready to come out, you can go ahead and smooth out the back, relaxing back to the earth, taking your time. When you have landed down, hugging your knees into your chest, the little rock from side to side to massage the back. With the knees into the chest, we'll bring our hands around just the right knee or the back of the right thigh. And then let your left leg stretch out along the earth, flexing through the left foot. If that's not available, you can also bend the left knee with the foot on the floor as well. Here, we'll let the right knee soften down with gravity and breathe into the sensation. And we'll bend through the extended left leg so the left foot is flat on the floor. And then take your right ankle and cross it over to the top of your left thigh, making a sort of figure 4 position. For some of us, this might be enough of a stretch, or you might draw the legs in this position in towards your chest, where you might hold on to 1 or 2 legs. And you can even bring in exploration here, maybe a little side-to-side sway of the legs, or maybe the left leg lifts up towards the sky. Breathing. Letting the mind rest as you breathe into sensation. We'll gently lower the left foot down if it's lifted and the right foot to the earth as well. And a little side to side sway of the knees. And as the knees come up to center, we'll hug both knees into the chest again, massaging the back. And then bringing your hands around just the left knee or the back of your left thigh as the right leg stretches out along the earth, flexing through the right foot, or you can just have the knee bent if that works better for your body. Breathing here. We're letting the shoulders and head relax into gravity. Now we'll bend through the extended right leg, so right foot is flat on the earth, crossing your left ankle over to make that figure 4 position. So again, you can stay right here, or the legs might come in towards the chest. Knowing you're also welcome to explore, maybe the right leg lifts up or the legs sway, finding any micro movements that feel interesting over on this side. And letting your breath move into sensation. And gently we'll lower both feet back down to the earth. And a little side to side sway of the knees, rocking from one side to the other. And at this time, I encourage you to take your time to explore any final movements, any final stretch or shape in your body that would help you feel complete and ready for relaxation. So take all the time you need, welcoming any final movements, any final postures. Listening to receive your body's wisdom. You can take as much time as you need, but if you're ready for relaxation, you can come to Shavasana, the final relaxation pose. So traditionally, Shavasana is done just laying down with arms and legs extended, palms facing up. But if you're more comfortable with knees bent and feet on the floor, you can do that, or even let the inner knees touch with the feet a bit wider apart, or the hands can rest on the body. You can also reach for any other supports. You might bring a pillow under your head, you might bring a pillow under the knees, or a covering over the body, or a light covering over your eyes. So take your time to find your expression of Shavasana, the final relaxation pose, choosing whatever is the most comfortable for you and your body in this moment. And as you're resting into stillness, the eyes are softly closed, letting go of any facial expression, allowing the forehead to soften and the jaw to soften. Become aware of the feeling of breathing. A gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest. breathing with the intention of relaxation. As each wave of breath guides you to soften and let go, to relax into the support of the earth below. Perhaps the breath is starting to slow down. The body breathing without any effort. The mind relaxed and at ease. At home here in the stillness. The heart radiant with compassion. As you soften into a state of unconditional kindness toward yourself. And as you rest here in this space of peace and stillness, start to become aware of your breath again. Know that if you need more rest and you'd like to stay in this relaxation, you are most welcome to stay. If you are ready to transition, you can start to become aware of the environment that you're in, hearing any sounds, feeling the air against your skin, the ground beneath you. Knowing that as we transition, we carry with us the gifts of the practice, state of presence and clarity, balance and connection. We carry with us compassion and any other gifts or intentions that you'd like to bring along with you. Breathe into that. So if you are transitioning, you can start to slowly awaken, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Know that there's no rush at all. Maybe the head rocks a little side to side, or you find a gentle stretch. And from laying on your back, you can roll to your side and rest for a few breaths in a fetal position, pausing there and giving thanks to yourself. Take your time to rise up to a seated position where we'll close the practice together. So coming to sit tall in a comfortable way. When you're ready, you can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. And a few nourishing breaths as you inhale to feel the belly, the middle ribs, and the upper chest expanding. Long and slow exhale, releasing and letting go. Continuing to notice your breath here. And feel the arms and the hands as extensions of your own heart, offering yourself kindness. And we'll draw our hands together, palm to palm at the heart. As we close with a prayer for all beings. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and peaceful and free, and may our lives contribute to this happiness, peace, and freedom for all. Namaste, and thank you. So thank you so much for joining me here for this practice. Be sure to hydrate. Take good care of yourselves. Make a comment on the video if you have any reflections to share or any questions, or be in touch. And be well. Thank you.